So I started by pulling the spark plugs out of the driver's side head. That's where the blown head gasket was. And I put some of this clear tubing down in there and decided to shop back all the fluid out. I could see fluid down in the cylinders. It was mostly water, but anyway, I turned on the shop vac and sucked all that stuff out. You could hear the vacuum's pitch change as it starts sucking water through, so that was pretty good. And what I did next was I decided to pour some oil down into the cylinders and spray some penetrating oil down there. I thought maybe I could get them to break free because I think there was a little rust in there somewhere holding the engine up. I wanted to try to get it to rotate and try to run the engine even with the blown head gasket, just to run it before I tore it out. But it just still wouldn't do it. There was just so much stuff in there, and rotating the crank wasn't working. And as I started taking things apart, I found lots of surprises here, and it's okay because this whole engine's being replaced anyway, but look at the ignition coils. This one had some problem. Usually this happens when you blow a spark plug out of the head, but it seemed like the plugs were in there pretty tight still. They may have jammed one in after, but look at these plugs. They're like spiderweb covered in oily water residue and rust. They're just filthy. So I took off the intake manifold, alternator, everything to get ready to start going deeper into it. There's all these shells and debris and stuff in here, like a squirrel was living in there or something. Heads are kind of dirty. But I wanted to get the valve covers off, and the valve covers, it was so weird. Every time I broke one of those valve cover bolts loose, it hissed and shot milky water at me out of just the valve cover bolts. I don't know why that happened, and I talked to somebody on the forums who said they had that happen to them this week as well. It foamed out white. So obviously this engine was under a lot of pressure. And so the next thing, which was really weird, was the timing chains. I couldn't believe it, but when I pulled these valve covers off, the timing chains were rusted on top. They had all this rust buildup. It was disgusting. And I thought maybe that was what was locking up the engine. But anyway, as I'm doing this, I look over the car and I think it's such a nice car. It's a nice day. It's so much fun to be working on this car. I really enjoy it. This is a beautiful car. The paint that's good on the car shines nicely in the sun, and it's just a good time to be working. Now, I was very careful to take off this passenger side valve cover without breaking it. On my '02 True Blue GT, I had to take the heads off of it when I had a blown head gasket on that car, and I cracked that valve cover as I was trying to pry it up and away from the cam caps, and I think the dipstick for the automatic transmission was really in the way as well, so I was just wedging it and twisting it, trying to get it off, and I had cracked it. So the whole time I was working with this valve cover so carefully, I thought of this.
I'm not going to make that same mistake twice.
So I did get it off without breaking it. I was very happy about that. And man, look at these cam gears, all rusted and nasty. They're just filthy and rusted. I sprayed some penetrating oil, some liquid wrench on those, and tried scrubbing them with a wire brush. I thought maybe that would break them free and maybe the engine would rotate, but it still wouldn't rotate. And so I continued with my plan to take the heads off the car first. I want to take the cylinder heads off and then take the short block out if I can get it to rotate. That's the problem, is the torque converter bolts, I'm thinking, are going to be a problem to get to with the engine rotating if it's frozen up. And the next series of events were very interesting. I needed to take the crank pulley off and use a puller so I could get the timing cover off, and I also needed to drain the oil. So here's the crank pulley, removing the balancer, and you got to take off those bottom oil pan bolts too. But I started to drain the oil on this, and as soon as I broke it loose, it started drizzling straight water for a little while. Now I knew water would come out first because I've done this before with a blown head gasket. Oil floats on top of water, and so it sat there collecting for a long time, and then when I pulled the drain plug out, it did this long enough for me to grab my phone and start recording, and it just came out like crazy. This engine had so much water in it.
It's been doing this for a while.
So finally the oil mixture started to come out, and I caught it in this container and was able to catch a whole ton of it. So there was so much in there. And as soon as all that got out of it, it would slow down. It was just, you know, crapping out big chunks of water, oil, gunk. So very disgusting. I've seen this before, like I said, on that O2 GT that I had. So I let it drain like that for a while, and then I decided I'd continue to take off the timing cover and get the components off. I thought maybe getting the timing chains off and everything would help free up the engine a little bit. So off came the timing cover, and that came off relatively smoothly. And as I looked things over, it seemed to be pretty good. The tensioners were okay, none of the guides were broken. The timing components actually looked pretty good. I expected them to be absolutely filthy. There was gunky, oily water behind the tensioners, obviously, so it was kind of gross. And so next I wanted to go ahead and start taking off the cylinder heads. And something that I noticed was it would be a lot easier if I just took the cams out, because none of this is going to be reused. And I know that there's a certain procedure in doing that the correct way, but this is all going back to the scrap yard as a core. And these cams are kind of rusty and gross anyway. I might be able to salvage the cams, but we'll see. Now, taking these cam caps off, there is a sequence, but I just zipped them all off because they're not going to be used again. It's supposed to be just a core return, and this engine I don't mind returning because it's so trashed. So here's just me taking the cam caps off. They wiggled off nicely. The cams just lifted right out, nice and easy. So that was pretty good. There wasn't really much to that. Then I had to break the head bolts loose, and I decided to do that with a breaker bar. And that's the reason I wanted to take the cams off. It was so easy to get the cams out at this point, and breaking those loose would be so much easier while it's in the car with a breaker bar like this. So I did this. Now I knew that the bottom head bolts don't come all the way out. You have to pull them up and then lift the head out and pull those out with them. I took the valve lashes off too, the rocker arms, whatever. But those all just fell out. But anyway, here I am finally getting the head out. You can see I had to get underneath the car and roll around in the gravel and get the exhaust undone. I forgot the exhaust was still connected at the mid pipe, so obviously the exhaust is still on the bottom of the head. But it was kind of a struggle to get this off. But finally I got the head and the exhaust off all together. It was pretty gross. And oh my goodness, this engine was so trashed and rusted. This is so disgusting. Wait till you see this. This last cylinder is just disgusting. You've got, obviously water comes in it when you take the head off because it comes out of the head, so that wasn't always sitting there like that, but all this was disgusting and rusted pretty bad. No wonder why the engine wouldn't rotate. And look at this last cylinder. There are those really hard ball looking crusty rusted chunks. That's disgusting, and those do not come off. So now I can totally see why this engine wasn't rotating. It is totally rusted on this last cylinder at least, and I'll get the driver's side off, which actually should have more damage. We'll see. So that's to come. So the teardown continues. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this as I go through this, and stay tuned for more updates on this car.